Hello and welcome back, YouTubers. I am Protomario, and today we are reviewing the Marvel Ultimate Alliance. This game was developed by several developing companies and published by one, Activision. This game is available on several game systems, such as Game Boy Advance, Microsoft Windows, PS2, PS3, PlayStation Portable, Wii, Xbox, and Xbox 360. So, the developers are listed as such. Raven Software for the PS2, Xbox, PS3, PSP, and Xbox 360 versions. Vicarious Visions did the PSP and Wii versions. Beanox Studios did the Windows version, and Barking Lizards Technology did the Game Boy Advance versions. Let me tell you right now, the PlayStation Portable and the Game Boy Advance versions are very different from what you're seeing right here. This version is more akin to the Wii, the PS2, PS3, and Xbox 360 game. So, having said that, this is an action-adventure role-playing game. It was released in October 24th, 2006, mainly for most platforms at the time, and with PlayStation 3 and Wii ports following their release. So, it's a multi-platform game. You might say, hey, that's going to be a crappy game, because it's kind of similar to these movie games that release in their multi-platform, but that's not true. Marvel Ultimate Alliance is a great game, and it has a great cast of characters to follow. The characters include Black Panther, Blade, Captain America, Colossus, Daredevil, Deadpool, Doctor Strange, Electra, Ghost Rider, Human Torch, Iceman, Invisible Woman, Iron Man, Luke Cage, Moon Knight, Mr. Fantastic, Miss Marvel, Nick Fury, Silver Surfer, Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Storm, Thing, Thor, Wolverine, and this game happens to include DLC for the Xbox 360 version, which allows you to download 8 extra characters. Those extra characters are Cyclops, Hulk, Hawkeye, Nightcrawler, Doctor Doom, Magneto, Sabretooth, and Venom. Now, the PSP and Game Boy Advance versions include 6 different characters. Black Widow, Captain Marvel, Hawkeye, and Ronin are available on the PSP version, and Jean Grey and Namor are available on the Game Boy Advance version. You'll be facing a multitude of enemies such as Arcade, Crimson Dynamo, Destroyer, Death Bird, Executioner, Fin Fang Boom, MODOK, Super Skrull, Swordsman, Galactus, Kraken, Rhino, Scorpion, Starbolt, and the Wrecking Crew. That is just a few to name. There are too many to just straight go down the list and name them all, such as I did with the heroes and the villains, but there's no point in listing the bosses like that. There's just tons and tons of them. Some of the boss battles range from short characters such as Scorpion here, to huge characters such as Fin Fang Foom and Galactus. Depending on which boss characters you face, depends on the hugeness of the battle. Some of them will be very epic, like Doctor Doom, and others will be minute, like Scorpion. All the bosses are pretty fun, and this game is overall very entertaining to play. Having said that, this definitely is a game for those that are very comic fans. If you like the Marvel movies, you'll probably really enjoy this game. If you're a action-adventure RPG enthusiast, you'll really enjoy this game as well. So, what's the plotline of this game? Well, Doctor Doom's come up with another plan to rule the world, and he's enlisted every single villain that you can pretty much think of, the famous ones at least, and they have come along with his scheme. And now that they've come along with his scheme, his plan actually worked. And believe it or not, while you play through this game, it's quite interesting what happens. You go through different levels, such as the shield base, to Doctor Doom's castle, to underwater, and up in space even. It's just very interesting, the places that you're taken to, and very fun. You can play as gods such as Thor, and go to Valhalla, and go back to Tony Stark's tower the very next mission, which is no problem at all.
DEADPOOL.
So, Overall, this game packs a lot of fun and a lot of potential into the short span that you'll be playing it. There aren't an excessively large amount of missions per se, but each level does have its good amount of content of missions. So on one level you might be going straight forward and attacking something where you might be tiered to fight someone else. All characters are not unlocked, as you can see, and DLC characters do require the purchasement of them for the extra 8 characters. However, I do encourage you to download and purchase each character, because the characters are really, really cool to play with. The villains and the heroes that you get extra. Depending on which character groups you pick, depends on the special attacks that can be executed. Certain players interact very well with others, and other groups can actually get a passive bonus, like the Fantastic Four, X-Men, and the Avengers, as well as the simple villain and hero pack. Overall, the character selection is great, and the plotline and story are pretty good too. Despite the very few levels that you actually get to play on, there's a good amount of missions that you'll actually be playing through, and each character grows in its own way. So, it's not like you play through the game with one group and that's it. You probably have to play through the game several times. Let's not forget that there are different challenges and different collectibles that you can get throughout each level. Some of the collectibles unlock Daredevil, and other unlockables consist of different things that you might have to do, such as progressing through the story for Ghost Rider and Silver Surfer, or playing the crane game for Blade and Arcade level. So, there's just a multitude of things to do in this game. As you collect through different things, you'll unlock different levels to do with different people, such as Captain America's challenge level when facing off with Winter Soldier, and other things of that magnitude. Overall, I really found Ultimate Alliance as an enjoyable experience, as I played it originally on the PS2 back in the earlier days of 2006. October-ish is when I picked this up. I picked it up brand new for my PS2, and I was not let down. This was a very fun game for me. I really enjoyed it on the PS2, and now that I've played it again on the 360, it's fun, charm, its graphics, everything just comes out and really makes it much better being available on the 360. I remember all the fun, the splendor, the quirky things, the dialogue, the storyline telling. It's all great in this game. There's no questioning it. I really, really enjoy Ultimate Alliance, and I'm not being biased. This is just an excellent game to pick up. Having said that, since it's such an old game, I can't really go into the core review or delve into the core graphics of it. The graphics are old. I'm sorry. It's 2006 release, back when Xbox 360 was just coming out. But having said that, this game has aged quite well. The character models are rendered very well. The animations are fluent, and each character looks individually like they look. The villains that you're fighting may not be the best rendered, but the characters individually definitely look great. There's no questioning that. The multitudes of attacks that have been rendered, everything's just really great. Sound quality is top-notch. The music in the background can be a bit tedious and annoying, but at least it's not disco fever. Gameplay and controls, you'll probably be playing through this a couple times to see different characters and what teams can do what, and the controls are very easy to adapt to. Overall, I would definitely say Marvel Ultimate Alliance is a great pickup, and it's extremely cheap nowadays for the Xbox 360. So guys, I'm Protomario, and I'm signing out, and I hope you enjoyed this review.